Yo, what's up? My computer broke, but I'm back and I've got a Windows 11 computer now, and it's just really great. I love Windows 11. Let's talk about creepypastas, bro. I was scared of like every single creepypasta as a kid. Not only was I scared of them, I thought they were all real. Except like Sonic.exe, that was too stupid even for me. You know, but Jeff the Killer, that's some serious shit. You don't want to freak around with this guy. He like kills people. In the Jeff the Killer story, just amazing. It's like a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, except Greg kills everyone at the end. Speaking of creepypastas that I thought were real as a kid, and I like shivered in the night thinking that they were coming to get me because I was #1 on Slenderman's hit list. There was this one creepypasta that I was terrified of as a kid that nobody remembers except me. It's called Rap Rat. Now you're probably saying, how is Rap Rat scary? That doesn't sound very scary. Well, I'm gonna explain how scary it is! Ever heard of Nightmare? Yeah, I actually know it from Board James. The Peak YouTube series. Like a lot of other games from the 90s, it came with a VHS, which you timed with your play. The character on the video would give you instructions on what to do while you played the game in real time. Being a scaredy cat, I refused to play it when my mom bought it for us. My brother was disappointed about not being able to play Nightmare, but my mom had a solution. She brought out Rap Rat. It was a cheap, dingy little thing, catered to kids my age. You went around the board, collected cheese, and the first player to reach the end would win. It seemed simple enough, and since it reminded us of Mousetrap, which we didn't have, broke, there were no objections. We popped the movie into the VHS and set up the board. Then, Rap Rat came onto the TV. He was not what any of us had been expecting. My smaller brother, who was only 3 at the time, immediately left the room crying. The rat did not even resemble a rat. The ears were far too big. What the hell is exaggeration? I mean, what? It had a mouth lined with 2 teeth, and the inside of the mouth looked almost swollen. The most striking part about the thing, though, was the eyes. They were large, glassy, and fish-like. I asked, then bothered, then begged my mom to turn it off. Rap Rat suddenly shouted loudly, screaming and wailing, saying, "What's your turn?" in a demonic, low-pitched voice. That was not at all like his normal, obnoxious, nasal voice. I'm just imagining Mama Max with his voice changer right now.
Camden Gerard Davis, Leviathans are coming for you.
In the background, we could hear the narrator saying, "He's Rap Rat, and he's the boss," over and over again, in an overly serious tone. The video was indescribable. Images crossed the— okay, this is why I was scared of it. You may be saying, Rap Rat, that is dumb, why would you be scared of it? But in the story, the VHS shows you scary things that are specifically tailored to your fears, and as a kid I was like, wow, that's so smart. That's so intelligent horror, when it's actually really just stupid. Because the things that show up include a balcony, a hornet, a tarantula, cobras, and a syringe with green in it. No, the green! No! We immediately turned the video off, and I ran out of the room screaming, slamming my door. It took my mom 20 minutes to convince me that the video was gone, that I would never, ever see it again. I had nightmares all week about Rap Rat. That wasn't the last time I saw Rap Rat. While my girlfriend and I were preparing to move in together, I was cleaning out the closet of my room and found, among other things, Rap Rat again, with the same VHS and the same board game inside. It was almost perfectly intact, save for a thick layer of cobwebs and dust bunnies on top of it. This was strange. Didn't my mother get rid of it? And what was the game doing in my room? I let out a bit of a gasp when I found it, and my girlfriend came into the room asking what was the matter. Breathing harshly, I said, "Rap Rat." She laughed a bit, asking if it was a joke. What the hell is Rap Rat scary? I shook my head, explaining that it wasn't. She didn't believe me. Nobody did, and I decided the only way to prove it was to show her the video. I borrowed my neighbor's VHS, not his VHS player, his VHS, and played the video for her. However, the images had changed. I saw a clown, its nose bursting and spraying blood onto the screen. I saw a woman alone in a dark room. Oh shit. Stay on that one. I saw a man being forced to pick up white hot metal and hold it in his outstretched hand. That is terrifying. The scratching I heard as a child continued. What? He did not mention scratching before. This is the first time he mentioned the scratching, but he put continued. Okay, this is a good story, guys. The TV went blank and showed static, not static. The scratching got louder. It wasn't scratching anymore, but thumping. The thumping of tiny feet on wood. Yeah, this is the best part. That apparently, Rap Rat was scratching on the door, except he's actually the size of a rat, which is terrifying, bro. Why would you be scared of this when you could just, like, stomp it out?
Honestly, if I saw that damn thing in my living room, I'd stomp on it until it was a small brown stain.
My girlfriend embraced me in fear, and my senses kicked in. Before anything else could happen, I stopped the video, ejected it, and unplugged the VHS. The scratching stopped. When I looked out the living room window, nothing was there. The police showed up soon after, warning us that a neighbor had seen a figure outside of our door and had... Okay, so their neighbor saw the Rap Rat outside their door and called the police and was like, seems to be some kind of figure outside of my neighbor's door. They're like 5 inches tall. You know, I think they're like a rat. My girlfriend and I simply couldn't explain what would happen and had to tell the police officer that it was us, because I guess they're both 5 inches as well. I went to pick up the tape, but the VHS burned my hand. It felt like I had touched a Bunsen burner on the highest setting. I like how that lets you know this was written by someone in secondary school, or whatever the American version is, I don't know. My girlfriend and I had nightmares every night. We would both wake up in the middle of the night and describe eerily similar images that we saw in our sleep. The scratching would always be there at nights when lights were off and the room was pitch black, save for the moonlight coming in through the window.
So look good in the moonlight.
Now though, the scratching would happen every time I went near the front door, and every time we said Rap Rat's name. Okay, so this is the other part that really terrified me as a kid, because if you say Rap Rat's true name, which we're gonna get to later, he like hunts you down and stalks you and kills you. So it's just like the plot of the movie The Bye Bye Man, except, you know, even more scary. It sounded as if something very small was dragging something across the ground outside of the door, pacing, waiting. I would simply wait, with the covers pulled up to my neck, until I succumbed to exhaustion. At this point, I was determined to sue the company for damages. I want to see that court case. Okay, now we get to the origin, the backstory of Rap Rat. In 1992, the year of the game's development, a couple of cowboys, which is the company's name, sounds a bit gay, a bit fancy, had commissioned a manufacturing company in Haiti, I forgot how,
Haiti.
But they hired the company to create the doll portrayed in the game. The company who created the game ran a sweatshop where they forced women and children to produce the various components of the puppet, including the felt and plastic of the doll. One day, a young Haitian girl got her arm caught in the industrial sewing machine. The spring loader, unable to handle the weight of the machine, came loose and struck the child's neck, killing her instantly. A few days after the funeral, the mother of the child came to the factory, demanding to see the owner, who denied that he had anything to do with it. In a fit of rage, the mother said that the blood from the innocent would seep into every crevice of the doll, every component with which it was created, and all who touched it would die. She claimed to have summoned a fear demon and screamed at the top of her lungs. Okay, I'm still kind of like terrified of summoning a fear demon, guys, so I'm not gonna say the real name. Rap Rat will curse you! The owner simply laughed and told his corporate bosses about Rap Rat. They spread the joke from person to person, and the game was renamed Rap Rat, a loose anagram of Rap Rat, so it was just a big coincidence that they were happening to make a rat. Each resuscitation of the name Rap Rat brought with it a greater and greater curse. Only 2 years after Rap Rat was created, the company was shut down. There were stories of the workers begging for days off, skipping for weeks and weeks, finding the puppet in strange places. Sooner were the stories of unaliving, I can't say that on YouTube, but that was a good sentence, grim, violent, in which the workers would stab their hands and burn themselves to death. I mean, unaliving, put that in. Writing, I am fear, on the nearest surface in blood. That is terrifying. Nobody knows where the Rat doll went after the original creators disappeared. Some say that the last things the victim saw before going insane were large, sunken, fish-like eyes. Words of warning, these are things you should never do. Never, ever say that out loud. Saying a demon's name out loud is an invitation to them. A calling. If you have already done this, it cannot be undone. 2. Do not try to speak or contact him. Why? And this is the best one, bro. Avoid being awake between 3:30 AM and 4 AM, when Rat is most likely to try to scare you, implying that he doesn't actually, like, do anything. He just tries to scare you. Hey guys, today we're gonna be doing the Rat 3 AM challenge. And then there's a bit at the end where he says, a lot of people have been watching the normal video from the normal board game. That's the thing. Rat can be normal. It will trick you into thinking it's just a puppet, and then stalk you day and night. Day and night. The lonely stoner seems to lose his mind at night. He's all alone and everything is gay. Okay guys, see you next time. If you say my Call of Duty gameplay is bad, that's actually the first time I've ever played it in my life, so shut up. Because I had amazing parents who wouldn't let me play 18 games. Oh no, there's a gun in it. So I wasn't allowed to play Call of Duty as a kid. I also accidentally installed it in Spanish. Anyway guys, make sure to sub. I can't even speak right now. My voice is so like awful for some reason. I just woke up. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like. Make sure to dislike. Make sure to comment. Leave a comment saying Skibidi Toilet sent me here. Bye.
They've been trying to think and I'm ignorant. So selfish.